as I stated before, the pay-per-view started off with a Divas title match. And somehow Alicia Fox is still the champion. Now, I'll admit I don't like Eve. She's not very good, but she's better than Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox isn't good in the ring. She isn't good on the mic. She's not that good looking. So she's sucking somebody's dick in order to get a title. I don't know who. I don't want to know who. But she must be slinging leg for somebody. But, so that's how the pay-per-view started. Alicia Fox retains a title. So you know it's all going to be downhill from there. There was a highlight. The Usos lost again. No surprises there. So finally, maybe now the Hart Dynasty can go. Actually, I don't know what they're going to do with them because there's no tag teams. The WWE doesn't have any tag teams. They don't have anybody to go up against them. So I guess the Hart Dynasty is going to take the summer off. You know, congratulations, you beat a tag team that we pushed incorrectly, and they're decent in the ring, but they're not that good on the mic. So you beat them every time y'all wrestled together, so y'all get the summer off. Have fun. I don't fucking get it, but at least they won. The Raw Money in the Bank match was ridiculously good. Now, like I said, the SmackDown Money in the Bank wasn't bad per se. It just had a bad ending. The Raw match was awesome throughout the entire thing. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of spots in it, but everybody came out of that match looking good, truthfully. Edge didn't just get beat up upon the entire time like he did in the Fatal 4-Way. Orton hit an awesome RKO and almost won. Miz comes over Orton to win the Money in the Bank, which sets up a brilliant feud between the two that everybody saw coming, but it's going to be great. Mark Henry looked really good because you look at him in the Money in the Bank match and you go, what? He's going to be horrible. No, because he threw his weight around and he threw I think 3 or 4 guys. I think there was 4 guys on 2 different ladders, and Mark Henry just comes between them and goes, and they go flying, and it looked awesome. So that was kind of good. So he looked good in it. Ted DiBiase got some good offense in it. And there was a scene where Maurice, everybody's laid out, and she checks on DiBiase, then looks at the ring, and she goes climbing up the ladder. She's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go grab the briefcase, and everybody, and half the announce team's like, oh, she's gonna go get it and give it to Ted DiBiase, and half of them were like, no, she's gonna go get it and keep it for herself. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. I don't think that'll happen, but that's kind of interesting. And John Morrison shows up and picks her over his shoulder, and he's like, naughty, naughty, you don't get the title run, no thank you. And John Morrison really didn't do a whole lot in this match, but he also didn't get tossed around like a rag doll like he typically does, so even he didn't look bad. He maybe didn't look good, but he didn't look bad. The biggest disappointment was the fact that Jericho didn't really get to do anything. But that's been happening for the past couple months now. I'm predicting right now that unless something changes between now and whenever his contract runs out, he's not coming back. Do I think he's going to immediately go to TNA once his 90 days is up? No, he's going to try to do this downfall show or whatever, and then he'll chill for a while, and then if WWE takes him back, he'll come back. If they don't, then he'll go to TNA, but they're just not letting him do anything, so he's going to be gone. I don't think he's going to stick around after his contract's up, unless something changes, or unless they've got something planned, but they just didn't let him do anything. Evan Bourne looked really good. In fact, there's a couple times when you thought Evan Bourne was going to win it, but mostly he was just stalling for Jericho to come throw him off the ladder. But it was a really good match, and the ending was perfect. I mean, you've got Randy Orton, who just took out Jericho with the help of Edge, and then he does an RKO to Edge that's like an elevator. Like, Edge was up on the ladder, and Orton jumped up there to RKO him. That looked really good. And then he knocks away Ted DiBiase, and he goes up, and he looks up, and he's got that Orton stare, and you could just see him go, "It's mine." And the crowd's going crazy, chanting Orton. I mean, he's so fucking over. So he's about to climb up there and win it, and here comes Miz, knocks him off the ladder, runs up there and wins it. And he cuts a great promo afterwards, because he's doing that thing now, and he used to just do the, I'm the Miz, and I'm awesome, yell. But now he just does it very quiet, and just stares at the camera and tells you how awesome he is. And then he yells it afterwards, but it's such a great, I love the Miz. The Miz is fucking badass. I hope he wins a title. And he's going to go over the next however long with a great feud with Orton, and it was beautiful. So that was a great match. Match of the night, bar none. Then we come to the main event, the cage match between Sheamus and John Cena. This was a boring piece of shit. There's no way to go around it. I'm sorry. They just literally, they did nothing. I mean, it was a typical Cena match. Sheamus beat the shit out of him. Cena every once in a while did something amazing and spectacular, and then got the shit beat out of him some more. It looked like he was about to win it. I'm going to rant a little bit more about Cena, because, I mean, it's really just proving that he has nothing new to bring to the table. He is very stale. I understand that he sells a lot of merchandise and the kids love him. In fact, the only people that were cheering for him, you could tell, had voices octaves way too high, because there was all like prepubescent children chanting for him. That's the only people that Cena's over with. And he will be over regardless of if he has a title or not. So he needs to reinvent himself, or they need to do something, which I think they're kind of hinting at they're doing with what happened after the match, but the match was just boring. I mean, they had this one spot which was supposed to show how strong and powerful Cena is, where Sheamus has him in a sleeper hold, and he starts coming up, and then Sheamus wraps his legs around him and pulls him back down into a sleeper hold, and you're thinking, ooh, that looked pretty cool. Then John Cena starts getting back up, and you think, okay, he's going to get up, fall backwards, and he's going to try to bridge it into a pin or something. No, he walks over the rope, and all the announcers are like, he made it to the rope, and Striker's like, that doesn't fucking matter, hello. So he walks over to the turnbuckle and starts climbing up, and I'm like, okay, he's going to do like an electric chair drop or something, instead of just dropping on the mat, he's going to go to the top rope and drop off. No, he starts climbing the cage, when the entire time they've been talking about how Cena wants to win it in the middle of the ring, talking about how Cena wants to win the match in the middle of the ring. So what does he do? He tries to climb the cage with Sheamus on top of him. Yeah, it's an impressive feat of strength, but it doesn't accomplish anything. And rightfully, Sheamus just kind of drops down and starts beating the shit out of him some more. But anyway, Nexus shows up, and they've got the Bold Clippers. And a ref takes him away, which is hilarious. Like, a ref just popped up out of nowhere and took him away from Michael Tarver, and Michael Tarver's like, I'm a Bulldog? And so then they go to the other ref that's outside the ring and start demanding for the key. And the ref takes the key and throws it in the audience. So the Nexus are just like pissed, but then all they do is just sit there and yell at the ref for a while. And then there's a ref bump. Cena gets Sheamus into the STF. Sheamus is tapping, but there's no ref. So Cena's like, fine, I'll just climb out of the cage and win. So he starts to go climb out of the cage. And Nexus is there to try to stop him, and they send one person up to try to stop him. Justin Gabriel jumps up to the top, and he's like sitting across from Cena. I'm thinking, wow, top rope 450 splash? No, Cena throws him away. Meanwhile, Sheamus climbs up on the other side, wins, and runs away. And Nexus flees after him, leaving Michael Tarver, who got kicked in the head or something, so he's hurt, and Darren Young, and he got kicked in the head or something, so he's hurt. And Cena beats the shit out of the two guys that are remaining and yells, I told you I was going to take you guys out, and then walks away. That is the end of the pay-per-view. Half of Nexus disappears, Cena beats up the two guys that are left, and then it's over. So much for building Nexus up to be this destructive, cohesive force. So much for showing how dangerous they are. This was a fucking shitty pay-per-view. And Raw better have something great lined up, or this was ruined. I mean, literally the only good thing that came out of this pay-per-view was The Miz winning. The only good thing. Here's to Raw tomorrow night. I hope we enjoy it. I'm done.